Writing an equation of a hyperbola given the foci and the asymptotes. Alright, so for this example, let's see, square root of 13 is about, square root of 9 is 3, square root of 16 is 4, so it's somewhere in between 3 and 4. So if we have 5 and we subtract a value that's smaller than that, it's going to give us a positive value, right? So we're going to go out here in this positive direction and then go up 3. Okay. And so this is going to be a bigger positive number and up 3. So our hyperbolas are going to open in this direction. Okay. So that means we need to use the formulas that start with the x minus h quantity squared value first. Alright, so let's find our center first. Now remember, the center is the midpoint of these two foci values. So to find the midpoint, you take the average of your x coordinates and the average of your y coordinates. So when we add these two values here together, 5 plus 5 is 10. And then the negative square root of 13 and positive square root of 13 will cancel each other out. So that gives me 10 over 2, which is 5. Okay, and then the y-coordinates, when you add two 3's together and then divide them by 2, it gives you 3 back. So this is our hk value. So now we're going to need to find a and b. So we remember that in this case, the formula is going to be plus or minus b over a. Just want to remind you, in the other one, it was plus or minus a over b. So it's important that you use the correct formulas. Okay, so we know that these slopes here, plus or minus b over a, equals, this is going to be 3/2 and negative 3/2. So this is plus or minus 3/2. Again, we're just going to make these positives, so b over a equals 3 over 2. We want to, this case, we're going to solve for b because b is in the numerator. So we're going to multiply both sides by a. We get b equals 3a over 2. Okay, so then we want to plug this information into a squared plus b squared equals c squared, but we also want to know what c is. Okay, so we're going to say a squared plus replace b with 3a over 2 quantity squared, and then we need to figure out what c is. I'm going to take this value here. This value right here was the 5 plus the square root of 13, comma 3. And then here's this value here, 5, 3 is our center. So I want to know the difference between these two values to find c. Okay, so if you notice, the y values are the same, so we really want to take the difference of the x values. So c is going to be, c equals 5 plus the square root of 13 minus this 5 here. Okay, so the 5's cancel each other out and it leaves me with c equals the square root of 13. So I'm going to plug that into this formula here. So square root of 13 squared. So now let's simplify this. So this is going to give us a squared plus, so 3 squared is 9, a squared, and then 2 squared is 4, equals square root of 13 squared is 13, since those two operations undo each other. I'm just going to multiply everything by 4. So both sides of the equation by 4, and then distribute it through. And that's going to allow me to just get rid of my fractions altogether. Okay, so that'll give me 4a squared plus, and then 4 times 9a squared over 4, the 4's cancel out and leaves me with 9a squared, equals 13 times 4, so that's 52. Okay, so I add these together and that gives me 13a squared equals 52. I divide both sides by 13, and 52 divided by 13, that's 4. And so let's see, we square root both sides and we get a is plus or minus 2, but we're just interested in the positive value for a. So a is 2. We can find out by b by plugging that back into this equation right here. We get b equals 3 times a is 2, divided by 2. So 6 over 2, which is 3. Alright, so we have our a, our b value, and our center, hk. So we can plug that into this formula right here. So we get x minus h. H is 5. We square that, and that's going to be over our a squared value. So this is going to be 2 squared, which is 4. Minus y minus k. K is 3. That's going to be over our b squared value. B is 3, so 3 squared is 9, and that equals 1. And there's your equation for the hyperbola with these foci and these asymptotes.